All right, y'all. We're back. We're Black and White Randomz podcast. I'm T, aka Sky. This is alrighty. It's pretty much is the podcast where we talk about a bunch of random things. Sometimes it's popular topics, world events. We try to veer away from politics because we know the state the country is in right now. We won't let that go. Um, absolutely. Um, but make sure you guys hit that like button for us. Follow, subscribe, depending on the platform. Just everything. Anywho, we gonna go ahead and get this thing jumped off. So this first topic is, what do you think about the decline of the black male educators? Even in predominantly black neighborhoods, communities.
I think it's been coming for a while because, as a whole, I don't think black educators are respected. And the males, I think, have faced a lot of pushback from the fact that they're even in the classroom. It's like people, well, why are you even here?
I can see that, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like, besides that, they're probably also feeling like their voices aren't being heard inside of the classroom more so than anything. And then right now, I'd hate to say it, like, the school system is horrendous. Like, we have gotten so far away from allowing teachers to have some type of authority inside of their classroom to the point where, as though not just black educators, a lot of educators are running away from the current climate when it comes to education. And it doesn't necessarily help that politics right now, they're trying to stop the funding to public schools and all that good stuff right now. Like, that's not really gonna help. It's like, I think they don't feel like their voices are being heard as teachers. And for black men, like, at the end of the day, I feel like this goes for most people, but I feel like they're like, yo, like, why am I even here? Like, I can't really teach the way that you guys want me to teach, based on the fact that there's also a lot of behavioral issues inside of the school system. Like, these kids are literally are to the point now where, as though they can literally act out in class. They're allowed to sit in class with their phones, their headphones on, not be paying attention. And part of that is, like, I get the parents are not wanting the teachers to discipline their children like times vote before disciplinary actions could be taken against your child. Not necessarily like physically. Right. Even though, like, way back in the day, they had paddles and stuff in the class, like way back. But to the point where, as though they can't even kick your child out of the classroom. Your child is being disruptive. They're being disrespectful. Some of these teachers are getting swung on and they can't even defend themselves, nor is the school system doing anything about it. They're not pressing charges on these kids. A lot of times the parents aren't even reached out to you. And then even if they are, some of you parents feel like y'all child's best friends and your child can do no wrong. It's just to the point where, though, like, it's ridiculous.
It is. It's been ridiculous, but now it's just like way over ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't blame the black males for not being in the school. The problem is they are very much needed in the school, specifically for young men. Because a lot of people like to say, yeah, it's representation for black boys, but I feel like it's representation for all young boys. To have a black male that's inside of the school, that's well respected, that can articulate themselves and be able to teach. So that young boys also see that type of leader. And a lot of times, I'm gonna just be honest with you, I had a couple of really good male teachers growing up. Males that can connect with kids are really something to be held. Like, that, there's not many of them, but the ones that have that gift, that need to be inside of the school systems, that need to be able to show like what a male that's disciplined can do and accomplish. And a lot of times it also teaches kids different ways to like look at not only the way they're being taught, but like men in society and how they operate. So it's a social thing as well as being able to, properly show that a man can actually educate a child.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Anywho, moving along.
All right.
Do you think that if you win a Super Bowl, that should automatically give you a seat in the Hall of Fame?
No. No.
I think not.
No, I don't think so. Because it's the Hall of Fame for a reason.
I
Like
feel
not
like
everyone can make it to the Hall of Fame. That's the point.
that too. But I also feel like just because you have a Super Bowl ring, that does not solidify your seat in the Hall of Fame. And I feel like right now this is becoming a question because people are like, oh, now that Jalen Hurts has won the Super Bowl, does that put him up for discussion for the Hall of Fame? And I'm thinking back to like previous seasons and even this season where Jalen Hurts landed. Like, yes, you guys blew out Kansas City in the Super Bowl, but it's debatable that they even deserve to be in the Super Bowl based on a couple of different things. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all blew out a team that deserved to get blown out. So that is what it is.
Right.
However, if we're going to go stat for stat, like comparison to the top quarterbacks in the league, yes, his team won. Yes, they got to the Super Bowl, but you got there on the backs of a really great offensive line, a really great running back, pretty much the best running back by far this year on your team, a really good defense. Like, it's a whole full team sport, right?
Yeah.
Now, if he gets him another Super Bowl under the belt or his stats consistently improve throughout season to season, then I say go ahead, give him that seat. Right now, for him to not even be considered in the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks this year is crazy work. So, no, I don't think he deserves a seat in the Hall of Fame right this second.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Sorry about it.
I don't think a Super Bowl win automatically qualifies you for Hall of Fame.
No, not when there's 3 and 4 other quarterbacks in front of you, maybe even 5.
No, it's got to be more than one performance, one season's worth of performances. It's got to be more than that.
Like, and don't get me wrong, like that team has been to Super Bowl before, but they lost at a point, so it's just like, yeah, the last time they won the Super Bowl, I think Kobe Bryant was alive, which was back in like 2019 or something. At this point, I'm just like, I need to see a little bit more from him. I feel like he's good.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like he's at his best caliber yet.
Important. There's a lot of players that have.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even up for like offensive player of the year, none of that stuff. So no, I don't think he's there yet. I think he will be. He's just not there yet.
Right.
Anywho, moving along. Did you hear about the guy that got caught cheating on his wife at the Super Bowl?
No.
This got to, when I tell y'all, men, just please stop cheating because y'all are just not even smart. It's not even like, and then a lot of times when y'all get caught, y'all say the most outlandish shit after being caught. Like y'all already caught. Not even that he said anything outlandish. It was just like, first of all, your wife bought you the damn Super Bowl tickets. So originally it was supposed to be him and his wife that went to the Super Bowl. Okay, so let's start there. He's from Philadelphia, apparently, supposedly. So Dum Dum told his wife, hey, like his best friend from college, hey, like it's been our dream to go to Super Bowl. And it was his birthday. So she was like, oh, well, like you can go ahead and take him, whatever. Come to find out, this fool took his damn mistress to the Super Bowl and didn't think he was going to be on camera, stupid.
See, never assume you won't get seen on camera. Never make that assumption.
I mean, to me, it's just like, this is the utmost disrespect. Yeah. So Shorty already got her lawyer lined up and everything. Like, dog, you get ready to be paying alimony, possibly child support if y'all got kids. Like, this is stupid. It's dumb.
And she bought it? She bought it?
and I paid for them expensive ass tickets. Super Bowl tickets cost thousands of dollars.
Not to mention if you're from Philly, you're not living and you don't live in New Orleans.
No, I know his wife felt.
You're paying for travel, you're paying for a hotel, you're paying for travel to the game, you're paying for food and drinks game.
Come to find out, you paying for both of them to be in the hotel? Nah.
Yeah, that was probably $60,000-$70,000. If probably more than that.
It's the fact that you got caught by the jumbotron. See, that's karma. That is total karma.
That's the first time cheaters have gotten caught at big sporting events. Like every so often you hear.
But once again, let's start with this. Men are just not smart cheaters. Please just give it up and stop cheating. Stop. Y'all just need to stop.
Yeah, stop.
Cause it just ruins y'all lives. Then y'all end up bitter as shit at the wife, like it's the wife problem. It's a you problem. Cause you lack self-control. Oh my gosh. Goofy. Anywho, next topic. Women who took their husband's last names are possibly in the future going to be stripped of their right to vote legally.
Wait a minute, because I changed my name when I got married. Say that one more what?
Oh, it already went through one form of government already and passed.
You're gonna lose the right to vote?
You will lose the right to vote.
What?
Where have your antennas been?
Yeah, I missed this one.
This has been all over TikTok, everywhere. So yes, it has passed through the House. It has to go through the Senate. Yes, women in the United States, all those rights that y'all fought for, yeah. Well, our ancestors, our relatives have fought for us to be able to vote. Yeah, y'all about to not be able to do that because y'all little married folks or women who have been married at a point.
A lot of y'all gave that up knowingly what you were doing, but regardless of the fact, it's about to affect the rest of us any damn way.
If you're a woman and you have at any point changed your last name in the United States, when you go to register to vote, you will now have to take your birth certificate. The state ID no longer will pass, even though it's a state ID. It is a form of identification. You have to have your passport and or a birth certificate. And if they found out that your name now does not match what's on your birth certificate, you will not be able to vote.
What?
Yes.
I've missed this one. I'm gonna have to look this one up.
You will not be able to vote.
I've missed this one.
You will only have one vote per household. Is basically what they're trying to say.
And they just want to default it to the man.
And it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is.
How does that? So eventually they're going to probably extend that to you sharing a name with your father. Period. Eventually, if it's
I would assume as much. But I'm trying to figure out how the heck this passed through anywhere when there's women that are also sitting there and looking goofy.
But I think just like the Democrats are outnumbered, I think the women are outnumbered too.
My thing is, I think at the next phase, it has to have the majority as well. I don't know. Anywho, like I said, it is just stupid.
That's dumb.
And by the way, 98 million women in the United States are married and have changed their last name.
Yeah, I changed my name.
That is 98 million votes that will not be accounted for.
You may not have seen this or read this far into it, but what if you change your name back if you get divorced or something?
It says at any point you have changed your last name.
Damn, so even if I go back to my maiden name, in theory, this is going to lock me for life.
That's what they're saying.
That's crazy.
But we'll have to look more into it. But that's just from what's circulating online right now.
Yeah.
But yes, apparently it passed through the first portion of government. So we will see. Welcome to misogynistic United States, y'all. Woohoo. You know, so much for the land of the free. The free of what? Anyway, moving along. No, it's just like, why are we reverting this far back? For what purpose? Anyway, so say this. Just listen. Say you want to enjoy yourself, right? You ever heard this statement? I want to enjoy myself and then settle down, right? We've all heard this statement, right? Is that statement actually rooted in selfishness and not considerate of a future partner?
Ooh, because when you say just up to the selfish point, my first instinct is no, but then when you put on the in consideration of a future partner, I think it depends on what you do with that time that you're taking. Like, are you exploring the world? Okay, that might be fine. But are you jumping from person to person? That is questionable behavior overall, but could also affect the way a future partner looks at you.
Looks at you, views you.
What you do with that time.
I feel like definitely a Christian, right? Follower of Christ here. The reason why I'm saying this is because we already know people are very worldly, and people with worldly views are going to look at it like it's my body, my choice, my life, dot. And it is. And even to a certain extent, even for that person, this is a little selfish. And it is a little inconsiderate of the future partner you're going to have. And the reason why I say this is, yes, part of it is the potential body counts, because a lot of people do this for the body counts, right?
Yes.
Then you have the person that's like, well, I'm not monetarily set up for this, and this, right?
Right.
But with that being said, aren't you also robbing the person that you're going to be? Because some people end up leaving partners that they should have been with because they have this type of mindset. Now, realizing that, dummy, you might not find that person later on in life. Now you stuck. Or you're settling for somebody that you shouldn't have been with.
And not just that, but sometimes you're meant to build with the person.
Exactly. That's the next point that I was going to make. Then, obviously, my thing is this: if you out there sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, you have now given up your youth.
Yeah.
You have robbed that other individual of being with you while you're still younger and in your prime. You about to give them this measly, lackluster addition of yourself after you've already worn yourself out or went through the best years that you're going to have. And now you're going to give this person a portion of what you were. Make that make sense.
Yeah, because it depends, I think, too, on, I think whether you use that statement or not to start that depends on whether you have found that person, and if you have the discernment enough to realize that is that person you're supposed to be with. If you're not with that person, go be young, be free, respect yourself, respect your body. But if you have found that person, some people will break up, leave, push each other away to go be free, and then come back together a couple years later with all this baggage that you didn't have at first. If this is the person, if you know this is your person, you don't have to rush into getting married, but be with them. You don't got to rush to get married. You can just be with them.
And a lot of times when they leave, that happiness, there's a difference between having happiness and having joy. Being joyful is something that you can always attain. Being happy is something that is fleeting. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. Like, you're going to go off and have spurts of being happy versus being with the person you know you're supposed to be with and focusing on finding that person you're supposed to be with so you don't burn yourself out years down the road, or now you're a fragment of the person that you were years ago or a few years prior. You're like, yeah, well, now that I went out there and I done slept with 15 other people, now you get whoever I am after I gave my body to 15 other people. Now you get my body after I went out there and I grinded for X amount of years or whatever. Right. Now you're getting this person, which you could have been growing with this other person.
Sometimes you're supposed to grow with, grind with, and build with the person, and sometimes you are meant to meet them after you've done those things.
Or you're meeting them in the middle of the come up. Like, people do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I need to get super focused and laser focused. that laser focus, that person is essentially potentially taking away an experience from somebody else or robbing them of somebody else. Now that you just so bitter, broken, or a piece of a person, now I'm gonna say that I'm ready to go ahead and settle down. Now
that you're jaded.
Now that you done went out there and had all these worldly, earthly experiences that a lot of times leave people empty in the end.
They really
do. Now you want to find that person, like, I feel like it's like dead. Like you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, personal opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone's
gonna have a different opinion on that, but some of what we said might relate to you somewhere. You don't have to take everything we said, but some of it.
Some of y'all gonna feel like your body, your choice. Okay, that's a very worldly statement. Once again,
but it is. But
it just is what it is.
Is that the smartest way to view it? It is your choice, but is that the smartest way for you to look at it? Is the question you need to ask.
Just because it's your choice don't mean it's a smart choice.
Right, doesn't mean you're making the right one.
Here we go. Dating an athlete, is that a setup for a failed relationship?
Why are you dating? Why are you seeking the athlete? And what is the athlete seeking?
I wouldn't even necessarily say seeking the athlete, right? Because sometimes these athletes, they go after regular everyday women. Sometimes they go after women who are on the come up or already, got a seat at the table, so to speak, right? I will say this. There's specific types of athletes y'all should just start saying no. We as a whole should start saying no. Reason why I know this, I was a college athlete at a point. I've been an athlete majority of my life. The reason why I'm telling y'all these athletes, do not date them, that is a recipe for disaster. Majority of basketball players, when I say majority, don't think you the one special one. Majority of basketball players fucking cheat. They in the NBA, just unless you ready to let that man cheat, y'all sit up here and think money is the end all be all. That's why y'all let these men do whatever they want to do. If y'all women stop dating them and stop giving the cookie up to them, they will change their behavior. Y'all are teaching them that they can do whatever the hell they want to do and still get you. And when they get you and they finally got you, and then you eventually tired of getting cheated on, they done went and had babies by other women, they done did all this other crazy shit. Then all of a sudden, now it's time for you to leave them after years of this behavior. You already taught them who and what you were when they met you.
A lot of the time.
Then they end up meeting. This is part of the reason why the side chick is so popular right now, because there are women out here who literally have no morals. Money is their language. They do whatever they're going to do just for money. Money, at the end of the day, is going to set your life up, make it a little bit more comfortable. But like morally, you're washed. There's a lot of mental recovering you're going to have to do. At this point, you date an athlete, you basically an OnlyFans chick for real. Stop messing with NBA players. I'm telling y'all what I know. I grew up around basketball players. Hell, I was a basketball player at a point. Male basketball players are just serial cheaters. First of all, you're dating a man that's on a road damn near 100-something games out the year. On the road. Forget even the home games. These chicks will chase them down at their home games. They going away. They going to do whatever they do while they out on the road. It's not all of them men is not LeBron. They not LeBron James. That's why I said it's a very small percentage. You are better off dating an NFL athlete than an NBA player. Reason being, they only got about 17 games in the NFL season. They ain't on the road that damn often. And a lot of them NFL players, I hate to break this to you, them NFL players get married a lot more than them damn NBA players that fucking drag you through the mud. And even when they do marry you, they still sit around and go out there and do whatever they're going to do. Hence, a Carmelo Anthony. This man had a whole wife, whole kid, sitting up there acting like he in a happy family, and then went out there and got a damn stripper pregnant. Like, It's stupid. Soccer players, leave them fools alone too. There's a very small percentage of them that's like on the uppity up. Leave them goddamn soccer players alone.
There aren't a lot of Kobe's and Stephs. There aren't a lot of them. They're more the exception than they are the rule.
So, y'all got women out here that's just dating these men for status.
Your odds of coming across one of them are so low.
And then want us to be hurt for you. And don't get me wrong, it's bad enough you already got to deal with a lot of the average men because they out here trying to move like they athletes and they the average Joe down the block.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all are putting yourselves out there to get messed over.
Yeah, and I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, but reputation, whatever their reputation is, pay attention to their reputation because yes, they could be wrong, but more often than not, whatever precedes them, their reputation turns out to be true.
If they hang around with cheaters, 9 times out of 10 they cheaters.
Yeah.
That's just is what it is. If they condone the behavior, even I don't care if it is they homeboy. Well, that's what he do. If he tell you that's what he do, leave him alone.
Yeah, because you run in the same company that you keep. Like you keep the same company. So
majority, not all, but most men that hang with cheaters are also cheaters.
Yes.
They just hide names a little bit better at that point in time than old dummy over there. So I'm just gonna let you know. All right, so we can talk about emotional incest.
Oh.
Okay. Specifically, usually when you see emotional incest, it's moms that are too close to their daggone sons. I don't understand that weird dynamic, weird relationship that some moms have with their son. Reason why this came up is I was watching a video earlier and a mom got into it with the son's girlfriend because I guess the son was like moving out of the home or she felt like she was taking her son away from her. And then in the midst of her going back and forth with the girlfriend, the son trying to calm her down, she called her son her man. And then immediately retracted it. No, you felt that in your mind. You was behaving like this. This boy is not your man. He is your son.
Yeah.
Because now that he wants to grow up and move out. And a lot of y'all moms, my son will never do that. He can't do this and dot. Now, there's a difference between protecting your son and then being that. Yeah. So, prime examples of protecting your son. You have Lamar Jackson, who plays for the Ravens, and then Jaden Daniels, who plays for the Commanders. And the reason why I'm using this is Lamar Jackson basically was the blueprint for the Jaden Daniels situation. That's his mother made sure he didn't get dicked over by his contracts, made sure she did our research, figured out the accounting piece, figured out how to represent her son in the NFL, got him for Lamar Jackson, basically the biggest contract, I believe, to date for any quarterback that's ever played for the Ravens, at least. I can't speak for the rest of the NFL.
At that point, certainly for his age.
His age.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels' mom, she's worried about what contracts he has. She went got this, went and studied, became his agent, just like Lamar Jackson's mom. They still use the Lamar Jackson blueprint because that's what we're going to call it, right? But she's also with y'all fast ass girls not get ready to be around my son with ill intent type ordeal.
And they say Chris Brown's mom was on that too. When he was real young.
Yeah, when he was real young, but he was hard-headed and shit.
I'm saying, like, she kept a lot of that part of it away from him too. Once you become an adult, though, you're on your own. You do
say it and doing is two different things because he damn sure supposedly was doing some other stuff.
Like, I don't have a son, but like I cannot imagine you cannot confuse your son for your provider. You are the one providing for the child. That is a child. You are not raising your son to become the one who takes care of you like a spouse should. You're raising your children to leave you one day. And if you've been a good parent and you've given them the right values, they'll choose to come back. You're not raising your son to be your companion later in life.
I feel like this is similar to like the story of the mom that kicked out her teenage daughter for not making a meal for the teenage son.
Oh, I was thinking about. Did you hear about the woman who the one her boyfriend told her her daughter had to leave because she was an adult now and knew what she was doing, and he was attracted to her because she looked like the mother. She
Yeah, I
made her
heard.
daughter leave.
I didn't know if she made the daughter leave
She
or
made her
not. I didn't think that was the last story. Nobody had came back and said anything, but
that
because they were still waiting on the end result of
yeah,
whatever
the
was going
video
to
I
happen.
saw, you could hear her saying, "Well, she gotta go then." You could just hear her say, "She gotta go then. She gotta go. You gotta go."
Because she's now 18, probably.
Because she looked like the mother, and you're my type, so she's my type. What are we doing? What are we doing?
But see, there's a problem with a specific community and mother-daughter relationships. We get ready to let that go because that's a whole nother topic. Because that's more so what that is than the father, the daughter, the mother-son dynamic or whatever. Because that's more so on the mom being a dickhead.
Some of you mothers are ridiculous. You mothers
For the daughter
are ridiculous. You make being having a son your entire life, your entire personality. Even if you have other children, especially daughters, you make it your entire life. Y'all doing too much.
No, but a lot of women's insecurities show, especially when they're in relationships with men. They make irrational ass decisions. They make ones that can ruin relationships with their children, with their family members, for men who would not do the same for them.
Yeah.
And it's all because they really just needy as shit. They needy Nancy's.
Yeah.
And that need and want for attention is what's gonna drive a wedge between you and your family members. And when that man decide he get ready to go elsewhere, now you sitting there trying to mend relationships.
Yeah.
Anywho, y'all let us know what y'all thought of this episode in the comments. We take suggestions as well.
Yeah. Find us on YouTube if you're listening. If you're on one of those platforms where you can just hear us, you can find us on YouTube. On YouTube though, we're Black and White Randomz. I'm sorry, Black and White Reacts. So Black and White, and then REACZ. Our podcast is of Randomz, but our channel is Reacts.
Yep.
So if you want to watch the videos, you can find us there.
Yeah. Plus, we have a bunch of other types of videos on there as well. We have reaction videos and stuff. And you can check out our first vlog. It's on there from a couple of weeks or so ago. So go check that out. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.